What's good? Welcome back, everybody. I am still here this time with a different face. We got Don Artie stepping up to jump on in and cast the final series of the day. How you been doing?
I'm in great, mate. I'm in great. It's good to see you. You're still the
Yeah.
legend. You're the legend here, in my opinion. I love your casting, so.
I appreciate that. Always love jumping back on and casting again. And, don't quite play as much, but I always say I'll be picking up again soon, and we'll see if that actually happens. Team games still, every now and then jump on occasionally and play some here and there. Don't quite have the same skills as what I used to have.
We're getting old. I just really want to see these games, so you know what? That makes sense. So
We definitely appreciate it. I'm sure we'd be casting replays tomorrow or something of the sort. But game number 1, Valdemar on the Mongols and IamMagic on Japanese. Starting on the same map we just finished the last series on.
it always just hits different live though. Like replays, yeah, but you know in your heart that isn't live, and it's always better to show these things live. So yeah, curious about this one. Is it just gonna be a lot of spears H1 maybe? Probably both just spamming spears, I think.
That's kind of my thought. A total reversal of, maybe same map from last series, not the same gameplay at all. We saw 2 kind of more macro boomier civs. This time we're seeing Dark Age barracks for Magic. Spear already out on the field, gonna start kind of probably, I guess, running across trying to take some of the points of position on the other side.
I really like these positions at Mongols usually. I feel like you just non-stop spam spears, and then occasionally you get those double production in there. And most of the time you just end up in feudal age like so much easier, like so much faster. So I'm kind of surprised that Japan opens spears as well, but like with the back gold. But considering they get a cheaper barracks, that's a good spawn for Valdemar with the safe Uvu.
Yeah, nice front and forward TC, safe Uvu, and it also makes it harder to actually be aggressive towards the gold. It's not quite in TC range, but just close enough to be annoying and not easy to deny.
I think maybe it looks like since Valdemar is hopping on gold already, maybe he's just considering like double producing twice. Which is a different strat from Mongols you can also do. Like it's usually picking between those two when you have these Dark Age Spear Wars. You can just double produce twice, go feudal like relatively quickly, or you could just non-stop mass.
Yeah, allows you to kind of give a little bit less food income for your spears while still having enough to defend, and get a much quicker uptime. Get your hardened spearman upgrade, and then push magic on back. Especially because it's not like your Uvu is going to get burnt down in the meantime if you're giving up. The only thing you'd really be giving up is your gold gathering for maybe a slight bit of time.
Yeah, and I think what's nice from this point of view as Mongols is that you don't really want the spear numbers to get insane, because you want to end up playing Kashyyyk right. So if you both make like 15 spears, Japan isn't really planning to pay cavalry necessarily, but Mongols is. So maybe just keeping these numbers lower, getting to archers faster. I guess that's what he's thinking.
Yep, taken away from the opponent's strategy is always a good way to do it yourself here, and that's that second set of double produced spears. So Valdemar outnumbers Magic on the spears, yet invested less food and wood than him.
It's about evens out with the health cost barracks. I think basically it's a 5 rest difference, so it's essentially they paid the same. So bit
Don
of
being annoying.
Yeah. So there's not too much sheep to find on this map, I guess?
No, I don't believe as much as your typical maps. You'll see, I think people will be moving out onto the deer sooner. You have I think triple deer pack. Yeah, small deer pack next to your base, so that's where the less sheep's kind of made up for by the near deer pack that you can gather from if need be.
Yeah, so definitely looks like a really low food map. Yeah. Very small amount of sheep.
Really good for the Kura storehouse. Gonna go ahead and give yourself some free farms, some free food income for yourself. Deplete some of these other resources a little bit slower. The spears for Valdemar have made the long journey across to try to deny some gold, and that's exactly what they do. start burning down the camp as well. However, I don't think Magic's going to allow him to get any sort of bounty from this.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Like, you don't really want to make the fourth one. He does opt for a samurai. And I think that's a win for Valdemar. For Valdemar, it's a bit of a decision time. Like, do you use your stone to train 2 more spears? Or do you keep it to double produce archers? And it looks like he's keeping it. So, this is not going to amount to anything. He just wants to get that samurai trained, and now he's probably going to leave.
Yeah. I expected Magic just to do a little bit of some micro and some rebuild in micro, but instead does opt for the samurai. Valdemar trying to run on away. Movement speed arrow will help him out in doing so, and actually Magic produces another spear even.
Yeah.
Ooh! Valdemar flies a little too close to the sun on the way out. 1 spear does fall to TC fire.
Like, what's actually going to be a big deal in this game is that the berries are forward for Magic, because I assume Valdemar's making archery range right now and double produce archers. And like Magic, he seems to be going heavy on gold, but I don't think he will have the food to just like go castle or something.
Yeah, right. Especially with the placement of the Cura storehouse too. It's not the easiest. You'll have some safer farms next to the TC in that area, but the ones on the outside that spawn will not be easy to gather from. And the first one that spawns, sure enough, is on the outside.
Yeah, I think this is some serious danger that Magic is going to find himself in. Like, how is he going to deal with these double produced archers combined with Essex that are also going to come? I'm pretty scared for him regarding his food. His food situation is problematic.
Second farm does pop on up, but as we see that Khan, not quite the Khan of the old days, but still just as annoying. The archery range does get dropped in the back from Magic. Yumi will start being produced. Got to get that Yumi number up really, really quick, and then you also want to get a bannerman out for them to be a little bit more effective.
Yeah, he definitely needs to go into Yumi. I'm a bit scared that he was gonna try to go castle when I saw the fields on gold. Like, for me, in my mind, that was sure dead, but Yumi make a lot of sense.
He does have a nice little set of double walls behind himself to defend the gold too.
Yeah. Do you know if the farms, like, once they spawn on the left, do they just keep on spawning on the left? Or is it kind of random?
I believe it goes in a circle around. So it spawns in bottom, or like the left corner, and then it goes around.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty unlucky for him, I think.
Yeah, so you can always like know, like, I remember when Japan first came out, people would always talk about Cura placement, where you'd want the first, the first farm that spawns is right next to your TC and safe, blah, blah, blah. So you'd always be dropping it on like the southeast side or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah, I understand now. It's not actually unlucky, it's just, it's always the same pattern.
Right.
Oh, this tower is not gonna get up, I think.
I feel like he's almost forced to defend this here and try to give himself enough time, but yeah, tower definitely will not end up getting up. Deerstone's even moved forward from Valdemar. He knows the situation that Magic's in is dire, and he wants to keep the pressure up. The movement speed on his military can just help the trades that much more.
Yeah, this is very scary for Magic. He needs to get control of those berries somehow, I think. He's gonna try for the tower again.
One villager gets taken down, and it's not like Magic was even able to pick up that much damage as far as the trade goes back and forth. Valdemar just going to sit here, start sniping down the tower, outnumbers the Yumi, and Magic still taking the fight. Ineffective trades again and again.
Yeah, I think
Magic has to do this.
Well, Magic kind of had to like fake this position, have all the army from Valdemar here, and then actually build a tower on the berries. I think that's what I would have tried. Oh, the vills are not building, they're idling. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. That's 2 vills that should fall again. Nope, just one does end up going down. And yeah, I liked your idea about the berries. It's, force the army to react and then give yourself an out on the other side. And sure enough, Outpost just finishes. He's doubling down because the deer are behind as well. So his whole food economy is about to just transition to the other side.
Yeah, and
could go ahead and cancel this tower now.
Yeah, and what's really sad here as well is that Valdemar can just farm the bounty on the farms as well. I don't think he necessarily has to dive those berries now. I think you can just kind of... Oh, never mind. Get some kills.
Another villager kill. So we've seen 3 villagers fall, and Valdemar's actually jumping under the TC. No one jumping inside the TC for Magic, and Valdemar not really getting punished for this aggression at all.
Yeah, that's one of the things also about the no sheep. Like normally there would be fills on in the TC and you instantly, 15 fills in the TC and your army disappears. But since that's not the case, he got away with that. Very good pressure from Valdemar so far.
And this is one of those with this early aggression. It is hard for Magic to come out of this hole. Down 5 villagers, down 20 military as well. And it's not like he's close to castle. He just can't get food, can't produce, can't catch up.
Yep. And now it's decision time for Valdemar. Do you go Rams or do you go castle? I think it would be kind of nice to just make a Ram and maybe farm bounty on all those farms on the side.
Yeah, I think a ram would definitely pay for itself very, very quickly, especially with, the amount of farms, like you said, but also even just the house on the berries, things like that can really start hurting the Japanese as well. Magic just tried to move out all the way to the southern side of the berries, so even more just dire situation that he's putting himself in. And Valdemar, he is clearly not deciding castle. He's doubling, tripling down, still continuing to produce a little bit of 1-1-1 action, spears, keshiks, and archers.
And I assume Magic is also making towers in the south, so it's like so much res in all those towers.
And when you can only gather wood safely, I guess that's it's not the worst thing. But yeah, it's just he would much rather be on food, much rather be able to be pumping these military numbers, be on this safe food eco like Japan usually has, but just hasn't been doing so.
What is Valdemar doing for his food? Is he just looks like he's just getting better? I think
he's on the berries right now. Doesn't have any pasture set up, but. I mean, if I were him, the southeastern side's got plenty of food still for himself, so can probably just rotate over that way right after and never really have any worry.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't need to go pastures, which is a good spot for him. Well, we're gonna see now, once this stack finishes, is the ramp deck gonna follow, or is he gonna try to go castle?
I feel like with the amount of military he's still producing, it's just double, triple down on this. He sees exactly what Magic has. His whole entire military is here. He's not even waiting on Rams. He just says, this is enough. Let's finish this now. Keshik on top of the Yumi mass. Archers under the TC, under the outpost. Valdemar, he thought the fight was good, decided he doesn't actually want to take this. Too much TC fire, too much outpost fire, and Magic at least gets a couple seconds of breathing room, but still, I think the trade works fine for Valdemar.
Yeah, I think it works, but I mean, I don't think it's necessary. I think he's taking way too much risk now, but yeah, that's like I said, that's one of the benefits from not having the enemy fills under the TC, so you don't instantly get garrisoned on. But I'm a bit worried for Valdemar here with this over-aggression.
Archer's still stepping forward. One of the outposts did get arrow slits there from Magic. Able to start gathering a little bit from those berries. But it's just Yumi, and more Yumi for Magic.
Yeah, I wonder why Valdemar started making a lot of spears as well. Doesn't really need them.
Yeah, hasn't really been any reason to do it. Maybe had the extra resources, didn't know what else to produce, but more Keshik, more archers would definitely be the play here.
Could we have a look at those southern berries from Magic? Did he make like towers on those and stuff? Not from Magic. Yeah, okay, just the one.
Not too many vills on it, so he'll be able to still gather from those for a good little bit. But finally, Valdemar, he says, "You're getting food from somewhere. I need to know."
But this is the power of all those outposts, right? Like, Magic sees everything.
Yeah, he does have vision of everything. Wheelbarrow going in, still no rams from Valdemar.
Yeah, he seems to not be committing to a choice yet. He still seems a little bit in limbo.
Yeah, he's still committing to producing units. He's just posturing in front of Magic's base, not allowing him to kind of break out and do anything with his villagers, do anything with these units.
He's also done my trick where you just right-click the boar and you just accept that one vill goes down. One of my favorite moves. Well, he's lost the veil on the bottom left. It says it has to be from the board.
Yeah, it would have to be from the war, I guess.
Dude, it's been so long since I
Balls
cast
from
it.
Magic?
I'm really
Just
glad
out of vision.
I'm really glad I got to do it with you, Dustin. It's so long.
Yeah, glad to have you jump on. Fun series to do it with. Two of the classic players that we've interacted with a ton.
Yeah. Look, I love seeing these.
The question is when will Magic go for the Banner Man?
Where the
Yumi?
Keshiks at?
Yumi number super healthy. Magic deciding to take this fight because the Keshiks, like Don said, are just MIA. No idea where they are. And they're up to the north side. Military numbers looking a little bit more even. Economic numbers still kind of been at that same point, so Magic hasn't been continuing to bleed as many villagers. As I say, that one does go down. Keshiks are diving. TC though has villagers there to shoot some arrows, and not only DC, there's like, I think there's 5 outposts, 6 outposts now that Magic's built.
Yeah, this is interesting. Like, I still like Valdemar's position, but if you compare this to how it felt like 7 or 8 minutes ago, he felt like in total control. But it's slowly like falling away a bit for him, I think.
Yeah, obviously Yumi are cheap, super easy to mass up in number, but it did feel like Valdemar was so far ahead, had such a good position. Now, though, he's just triple producing Keshiks. He's still producing some archers. I thought he was about to go up to Castle, but he just put 3, 4, 5 Keshiks in queue.
Yeah, he's just gonna put everything under the TC, I think. I think he will just commit fully to this. At the end of the day, like once he's gonna go to like 20 Keshik and he's just gonna right click and hope for the best, I think. And
Yep.
the Magic is reading it correctly and picking up a spear massive hit.
Bannerman upgrade has come through as well, or Bannerman has been produced and out on the field. Yumi gonna be a little bit more productive here. And a lot of archers just fell for Valdemar on the way out there. As well as Magic defending the Berries attempt with his spears that he started produce. So a good hold for Magic. He's actually, you know, climbing in military numbers instead of falling.
Yeah, the destroyed value is pretty close now, and it used to be very much in favor of Valdemar. It's just like all these archer traits is that's exactly what you want, right? As Magic here, like you want to be trading archer versus archer. With like if you can exclude the cavalry like that, that's great for him. So.
Cal's pointing out the Cure Storehouse finished making him farm, so now's giving him some wood. Deerstone's actually about to get put on fire from the Yumi. And not really a safe wood location to gather from, so it looks like Magic will have to make a climb up the hill a little bit. Valdemar going for a forward outpost. As you pack up, loses full range defense, but the Yumi decide not to finish off the Deerstones because Valdemar diving with the Keshik Mass, spear stepping up. The Yumi, they're ready to fight this villagers going back onto the wood line. Valdemar not changing focus there. He needs to win this military fight, and then he can take down the villagers. Then he wins the game, and there's so many Keshiks. The spears absolutely getting run through. Only 4 left here to defend this. TC trying to help defend as well. Magic's numbers are falling.
Yeah, this was very surprising to me. I figured Magic would just stay in his base. He was kind of slowly getting control, but I think he was running out of wood line, so he felt like he had to take the fight. But he keeps on holding on. Like it's very hard to commit into this as Valdemar. I think Valdemar just has to go castle here now.
Yeah, I felt like it had to be either castle or go Rams, and he just went with the old, you know, act like you're Delhi with scholars and move the base here. Still took a beneficial trade, up 20 military units now. Magic going for a wall so he can secure that northern wood line up the hill a little bit.
Look at the destroyed value. It basically stayed exactly the same ratio. Very close fight. But I do think this was good for Valdemar. Got some more control of the game. He can really take that board now. Oh, he has vision of that, and Magic doesn't know.
And Magic has no idea. Keshik's starting to circle. The wall was being built by the 3 villagers. Oh, and Magic moves more.
Is it open on the left?
Still, he knows there's no Keshiks. Oh my god. Yeah, he didn't finish the wall.
Okay. It's gonna get away with it.
Keshik gets a free healing.
A really tense game, and imagine playing as Magic this game, with just non-stop under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think what's going through these players' heads. Valdemar just had, you know, a bit of time to relax, chill, wait, you know, observe the games, and oh my gosh, there's a hole. Please realize. Please realize.
Well, the spears are still there. He should really notice this, yeah.
I don't know how he hasn't realized it yet. Still has a mass to defend the front side of his base. Looks like Valdemar is doubling down with some outposts. Walls being burnt and healing the Keshiks over here.
I mean, there is a small potential that he's just not able to build that wall. Like, I've had that before as well in some of the maps.
Oh, Spear's waiting. Valdemar not paying attention for now. Couple Keshiks fall, so a good little trade there by Magic. Rebuilds the wall. And this has just been a giant feudal standoff. I'm wondering how, I mean, Valdemar still has plenty of food to gather from on the map. Looks like he's moving on to the next set of deer, next set of berries.
Yeah, but there will be a time that this runs out, and, you know, Japan already has all those farms and stuff.
Ooh, not only farms, 15 samurai out on the field. Those are some chonky boys to defend up that archer fire. This is actually much more of a struggle for Valdemar. Keshiks aren't here, about to arrive.
Valdemar's gonna crush this. This is great for Valdemar.
Now the spears aren't in position either. They were chasing the Keshik the whole time instead of circling back. A lot of chase down damage from the Keshiks now. 17 of them dive in TC. The spears just nowhere to be found. They can't go onto the archer mass, and Valdemar, it finally looks like he might try to close out this game, and right as I say that, turns back around, does not want to dive onto the Japanese TC and outposts.
Oh, I was really expecting him to just fully commit there with the spears out of position. I think
it's got to be castle.
Yeah, I think what kind of happened here is, as Magic, you're just like, you're playing this game blind the entire time, so you kind of have to assume Valdemar is going castle, right? Like, you have to guess it. And I think he overextended because he just expected this is the timing that Valdemar was going castle, but Valdemar was still just messing up. But now the Cruelty is coming out, then he's gonna heal up all these low HP units.
Yeah, and this is the point too where Magic's still just struggling heavily on the food. It's gonna take, you can look at the food income, at least 2 minutes basically for Magic to match up the castle on the other side. Extending his walls out even further, but just not too much he can do here. Valdemar, Castle Age timing should just end the game here in a bit.
Yeah, that's what I expect. Just get your veterancy, put the Cruelty in the enemy base, and... Well, he's gonna get denied at this boar. I don't know how much food he has remaining. It seems like they have,
he's still
like,
in the deer and berries.
Yeah.
As long as the east side fills over here don't get denied, he should be fine. A few Keshiks circle around too onto the gap on the wall. And you can see Valdemar, he's waiting for these veteran upgrades. Ranged armor as well, and it will just be over from there. He's ready to A-move, ready to just dive this Japanese TC.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be it probably. Let's see the fight.
Here we go, Keshik's diving on in. Archers haven't quite gotten the veterancy upgrade yet. A few of Magic's military out of position, but getting a lot of help from the defenses here. Keshik number down to 7 already, falling much lower than expected. Archers still not upgraded. Veterancy getting closer and closer, but by the time it's finished, there's no front line anymore. There's still a Japanese TC, and somehow it looks like Magic holds.
Wow, what a fight. What a good fight for Magic.
I feel like Valdemar just took it 30 seconds too early. He didn't wait for veterancy. He didn't wait for ranged armor number 2 upgrade coming through. And that would have been a huge, huge difference. Those Keshik probably wouldn't have just gotten slaughtered.
Yeah, and the cruelty was also not unpacked for the majority of that fight. He really kind of jumped the gun there. It's always nerve-wracking to play these finals.
And Magic, he has Castle H himself. Floating Gate is on the way. He still doesn't have walls, but there's no cav units. Valdemar, he just has an archer mass now.
I feel like a lot of vills went down, like more than I thought. I remember thinking that the last time I looked, he was down like he lost 8 vills and now it's 18. Was that all during that fight, or did we?
I think there might have been another 2 or 3 onto the west side.
Yeah.
From Keshik's earlier, but yeah, he definitely lost quite a bit of vills over time. Valdemar, tons of food in the bank too. Food is not his problem right now. He just needs some more gold.
Yeah, and he's gonna look to pick up the relics in the sacred site, so kind of expand on it. He's gonna try to play the eco game now, but he is missing that. I can't remember the name. The mining landmark.
Stepped Redoubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stepped Redoubt can just provide so much of an economic boost for the Mongols on all of those gold veins, but instead the Kurultai was chosen for that kind of ending push, and just waited or didn't wait for the Kurultai to get there in time. Magic going for some more stone.
Yeah, I think
another TC upgrade.
Yeah, maybe he's actually. Do you think he's gonna drop a TC as well?
Yeah, honestly, a TC would not be a bad idea for him. Just another spot to, have a little standpoint, be able to start pumping some more vills out. Obviously, Japanese TCs are a little bit better than others, and I would not be too surprised. The question is, where would it be? Would you do it in the south side where there's basically nothing to gather, or would you try to, get up to that top of the hill, get onto the deer, maybe get onto the gold, and that's where you drop it?
I think I would drop it like to the left side of your H3 landmark and just never ever let Valdemar know about it, because it's like making a second TC is always a lot about whether or not your opponent knows about it, and if you just never let them see it, yeah, that's what I would go for.
Kurultai has to pack up, turn away, so 2 of Valdemar's 3 landmarks are actually at like 10% health, something you don't always think about at times.
Oh, but he's fighting
Magic.
The Kurultai.
He thinks he can take the fight under the Kurultai, under outposts with sprinkled emplacements. Keshik's just now arrived. There are a decent amount of samurais here. And they're just trying to be the best front line they can be. Valdemar, though, he's the one with the outpost emplacement. He's the one with the more units coming on in. And Magic, it's just another fight that doesn't go his way. I think this finally might have been the one that just broke the camel's back over here. And I don't see a way. He's down 40 military units now.
This game has been so funny. Like every time someone took a fight, it went bad for them. Like I think this is the 6th time maybe this game. Like, Magic overextended 3 times, and Valdemar dove in 3 times, and I think none of them really paid off the way the players wanted it to.
Yeah, it's almost like if both players just waited more effectively, they both would have been off on a better foot, but just jumping the gun a little bit. More and more outposts going down for Magic, but he's still just bleeding villagers over time, and now that villager lead has grown to 20, and there's still tons of idle time being forced out. 35 villagers were just idle for IamMagic.
Yeah, and you really have to see, just notice the desperation for wood from Magic. Like, he's even trying to gather wood on that far right where Valdemar's army is. He attempted it there. Anytime he goes for wood, it gets denied. Like, if you make a lumber camp here, that's almost like trying to sneak a board,
Yep. Trying to resecure this northern side, finally denying that so crucial vision.
Yeah.
Relic being secured as well from IamMagic, and evacuates the east side.
What do you think? Maybe would you go like improved siege engineering and try to get some trebuchets or something like that as Valdemar here?
Yeah, I mean, he does have the outpost kind of already forward. He's figured out at this point you cannot dive this many TCs. A couple trebuchets, they're going to pay off for themselves too once they're sieging all this down, just taking out the farms, taking out these buildings. And speaking of paying for themselves, I mean, all of these buildings you could just see as the bounty comes through. No improved stone bounty though.
Yeah, it's one of those everyone always forgets about.
And raid bounty. Both of those, if you see these buildings and you know you're going to be torching them, it pays off for itself so quickly, you might as well get it.
I think what Valdemar's doing here is like a good, break in between, but he needs to have a finishing touch. And I feel like if he's just going to dive the base again, like he might have enough. Like his army is massive. But you are running into like a very strong Japan TC. So I do think he should go into like, build a couple towers at the front and get trebuchets. It's very hard to...
Magic still has 1,200 stone.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he was going for the Shogunate Castle or for other TCs, but he just decided not to use it.
Well, I mean, he can't make a keep, right? I think he's already spent it all on what he could.
Take some Imperial Age over there, Cal.
Valdemar is going up to 70 archers here. I don't like what he's doing here. Like, he's gonna... you're gonna pop cap yourself, right? You're gonna be 200. And it might even cause you... Like, if you can't commit to anything, it could sometimes just end up hurting your own economy, where you make all these archers and then 2 minutes later you're like deleting 10 archers because you don't want them.
Yeah, they aren't doing anything. They aren't proving to be effective.
But his like his pop lead is massive.
Whoa, a raid coming in from Magic. Look at this.
That's the first time we've seen Valdemar under pressure in 30 minutes.
And why does Valdemar... He's got 6 outposts over on that side defending this location, so he was ready for the pressure, although it wasn't coming until now.
Oh, he's getting siege engineering now, but this is the regular one, right? This is an improved siege engineering. And I feel like the fact that he's already went 200 pop.
Oh,
it is improved. Okay, it doesn't show on the UI. But he's already 200 pop, so he has to trade off some units first. That's why I was saying, like, I think he overmade archers a bit. He should just be at like 50 max.
Meanwhile, Magic, he's sitting at 130 total pop. Valdemar, 200 to 200. But Magic, he's still Japanese. He still has those defenses, outposts everywhere, tons of vision now. It's not easy to close out this game, and the Shogunate Castle is on its way.
I see. Sorry, I thought he already had it earlier. But now I get it. 13,000 HP. That's crazy. It's gonna be a long siege. I don't think I've ever seen a game so clearly with like an aggressor and a defender like this for so long.
It hasn't ever flipped course. Every time Magic tried to break out, he just got shut down. Every time Valdemar tried to close the game, he just got shut down and had to run back away. So finally though, Siege comes out, and Siege is usually the thing that ends games. You can already see the bounty coming in from that Siege as well. The farms getting burnt, the mangonels. I mean, I still remember the old days of mangonels on farms, but still great. Taking down houses. He did get improved bounty.
Yeah, and he did end up deleting some archers, I think, to make room for these siege.
And more outposts for Valdemar, just kind of doing that creep further and further forward. He'll get sprinkled emplacements into those, drop another line of outposts, and it just, if we thought Magic was circled in a chokehold earlier, it's about to get even worse.
Yeah, and Valdemar's going Imperial now. He just sold a lot of his gold. He's aging with 44.
44? What is it? He's like, all right, I just, he knows he's got a lead. Technically, 44 Vils. Yeah, whatever. Could be worse here. He is about to be out of all of those different food resources. As I say that, I still see 2 deer spots on the map for him. Oh, it's just 1 card. Okay.
Well, I actually still see a lot of food left on the map. I see all these Japan farms that he's about to kill. Give him some good bounty.
All of that bounty that'll be coming in.
Yeah,
Magic, he says now is time. 50 6 samurai. Is that? I think I'm counting that right.
Yeah. And he sees the Imperial, and he just thinks like, okay, it's now or never.
Yep, it is now or never. Has to go before upgrades come through. Siege immediately will get taken down. Archers, I mean, you talked about the archers kind of getting overmade. Archers don't trade the greatest into those samurai.
Well, once they get Imperial, which is halfway done, I think Valdemar should just keep kiting. He shouldn't take this fight yet. Just wait on that Imperial, and I think the archers will start melting them. And I'm not 100% though.
Well, the next range damage is coming through too. I think that's also where they will get much more effective. Nest of Bees pops out. Coconut Palace is forward. 3 of Valdemar's 4 landmarks are forward. Magic could actually have a funny attempted snipe this game, but as we say that Magic, I mean, this timing push, it's not only the military mass, there's Valdemar's economies right there.
Oh,
he's just sending it forward. What is he? He says the Vills are my front line.
Oh no, this is going horrible for Valdemar, I think.
Yeah.
Like the Kurultai is not in here, right? Like that also is a big difference. And he kind of just stopped kiting. He's just face tanked those samurais. This is a wild game.
I think Magic does need to back off here in a little bit. That mass is grouped together. His numbers have thinned. He just needs to regroup and reattempt again, but he's stabilized. Valdemar's Imp obviously still has eco lead, has military lead, but somehow Magic is still in this game that I would have thought was over 20 minutes ago.
I do still believe it's over, but it's been messy, to say the least. Like this Coconut Palace, I think it's called, right? The Imperial landmark for Mongols is gonna give him that's another, I don't know how many, but a lot of fills added to his economy as well. And he has a Imperial lead. Like, I don't think Magic is gonna be able to reach Imperial anytime soon.
Nah, he shouldn't. There's a bunch of outposts that still need to be dealt with for Magic, and instead he tried to do as much damage as possible, as quick as he could. Valdemar, though, stabilizes, turn this right back around, and more farm denial, more farm burning, more villager kills, outposts just trying to be rushed, and all of those villagers are falling, all of those villagers are dying. Magic's not going to have an economy after this.
Yeah, and he can't commit, but he's trying to half commit, which he also can't do. I think this will be the end of Magic. What a wild ride this has been.
The ranged math still nice and healthy for Valdemar. Shogunate Castle trying to do everything it can. Kurultai back in action, moving forward.
I do think he shouldn't just face tank like this. I would keep fighting.
He's choosing to face tank it now again. And I don't see a frontline mass, so it's kind of like every second he wastes is another unit that dies.
Okay, now he's getting some big boy stuff. He's getting a bombard and a Hui Power or whatever.
Oh, the Hui Pow that can attack from a screen and a half away.
It's the unit you never want from this landmark, but in this case it might actually be exactly what he needs. Look at Magic, he's at 88 population, he's dropped a lot now.
Yeah, he's got a sacred site now, though. He's got nowhere to go. He's got 17 samurai out. It's not looking good.
I can't believe this game. It's been like 38 minutes of just, Valdemar, can you win now?
I'm sure this is exactly what Magic wanted to after the long series that he's had. He's like, you know what? Let's follow this up with a nice old 40-minute just back and forth. Not necessarily even back and forth. Just him kind of trying to break out over and over again.
Yeah, and every time he stabilized, he just overextended and lost it. It was so funny. This has been crazy.
Attempted raid coming through for Magic. A few random villagers have been spotted out.
Yeah, I think Valdemar is considering playing towards the sacred sites, but it's just always so hard to do with Mongols, not having walls, trying to hold them.
He's just building outposts everywhere. He wants the vision all across the map to just know exactly how to react. There's really no easy way that Magic can come back in this game unless Valdemar makes a multitude of mistakes.
Well, he's done it before. But yeah, I still expect Valdemar to win this, you know. But I feel like I've been on broken record saying that, so.
Dog was going crazy over there, had to let him out. Trade being started. The siege is set up. This has got to be the end of it here. Give it another 2-3 minutes with this siege.
Where's his army though? I feel like you want to just be together with your siege now.
Yeah, I was just kind of thinking the same. I was like, just plop that range mass he has right next to this. Oh, why is this? What is his army doing up there?
Yeah, he's chasing that raid, but that raid is in his base by now.
If Magic had like 2 horsemen or like a couple knights or anything, or mounted samurai, they would be able to take out that siege so easily, but not being punished for the army being a bit out of position. Castle of the Crow for Magic is being built.
On 96 population.
Yeah. So, good attempt here. It might finish, but by the time it finishes, he's not going to have a base at home.
I think if Magic managed to sneak in a second TC somewhere in this game, he would have been in a good spot now.
I think so too. Like, there were so many back and forths. There was never that trigger from Valdemar that was like to close the game because he was diving Japanese TCs with multiple outposts. So it really would have had this timing to pay off. It's 40 minutes in.
And all these raids are so annoying to deal with as Mongols.
Yeah, he's getting some good denial on with these random raids. He's matched Imperial Age now. Like, if the game doesn't get finished here, does Magic come back? I don't know.
Yeah, so the problem that Valdemar's been running into is like trying to siege a base, but he has no front line. So once Magic pushes out, like how do you ever hold your siege? Unless you just face tank with your archers, which you also don't want to do. Like if Valdemar ends up losing this siege again, then I would think it's scary for him. But well, it might happen.
You just jinxed Caster Curse. 1 bombard down. 2nd bombard. I mean, this though, he's got a hand cannoneer mass that's super healthy. 14 hand cannoneers. The bombard does stay alive. The Hui Hui Pow will be attacking it from a screen over, but Valdemar's actually taking a good bit of return damage over time. He had a lot of idle time moving out and about. A ton of these villagers are low health. I don't know how many will actually go down, but it's 42 minutes in, and we keep thinking the game would have been over 5 minutes ago.
I've been thinking it was over since minute 6 or something, so yeah, it's just been going on and on. I haven't seen a game like this in a long time. Maybe I should path more often, we just get the craziest games instantly.
Incendiary arrows being hovered over, not being researched yet, no idea why. Another attempt at the siege, and oh my gosh, that bombard's like 1 hit away.
Yep.
It's just samurai for Magic, and it's a bunch of counter armor from the other side, so I feel like Valdemar should have this fight very, very cleanly.
Okay, it is really over now, yeah.
It has to be over now. It's 2 bombards, there's a Hui Pound, there's no defenses from Magic. He's at 80 pop, like, come on.
No, it has to be over. I cannot believe it anymore. Yeah.
Main TC. I mean, once the main TC goes down, Magic actually will have like just the little bit of arrow slits outposts and a couple sprinkled outposts to defend. That there's no coming back there.
I mean, he's on 80 population at minute 43. It's not the greatest spot to be.
Did he even use the treasure caravans?
I don't
Can
think
even
so.
get it to the? Can even get it there? Ooh. The Shogunate Castle. Oh, outposts aren't quite up. He would have been able to, but the Shogunate Castle has fallen. Now, Valdemar, pull the trigger. Go. All of those farms is juicy, juicy resources. He might just keep slow pushing up with more outposts. I'd actually like to see the vision that Valdemar has after this fight. Obviously, here we go. Finally, trigger gets pulled. Magic. It's still... Actually, there's Ona Bugeisha in there, I think. And the samurai this time, but still doesn't have enough there to defend. It finally looks like it's over.
What a game. This was crazy. That's funny.
Jesus Christ. I mean, the military value lead, the economic lead, resource gathered's actually way closer than I thought it would be, but what an absolutely wild first game of this deciding series.
Yeah, and I think Magic really... He got many chances in this game. Like whenever he got control, he could either add his TC or he could, like those raids that he started doing later on, those were causing so much damage. And I think that's what he should have done, you know, when he had equal army. But this was just a game of overextension after overextension. I haven't seen something like this in a very long time.
Yeah, definitely a shocking game there for the start of the series, but hopefully that'll just be an example how close this series will end up being, because it felt like it would have been over, but Magic still almost stabilized, almost pulled it back. This is the point where like it seemed like there was no coming back from this. He's so denied off of food. There's so much aggression here, and Valdemar kept up the aggression for the whole game.
Yeah, these first 10 minutes, I was so impressed with Valdemar's play. I thought he's in total control. And then, like, if I'm Valdemar and I just won that game, I wouldn't be feeling that great, to be honest. Like, you know, if you're Magic here, you're thinking, well, you know what? I almost came back from that. It's gonna give me that will give me a lot of hope for the rest of the series.
Yeah, it's almost like, you know, Valdemar. It's almost like they've been grinding for a while today. You know, maybe getting a little bit tired. Had a little caffeine uppage at the start, and then the game started to drag on, and then it started to drag on, and kept on dragging on. But he's got a lot more games ahead of him, or at least 2 more if he can close down the rest of this series. Wondering what the next map, wondering what the next civs are going to end up being as we check the rest of these. Oh, there we go. We got Delhi versus Rus. What do we think about?
Delhi versus Rus. This is actually... I practiced this matchup with Valdemar. We played it like 5 games in a row like a week ago. So I'm quite curious to see it.
Here we go. We see yet another one of those dives from Valdemar. You can see he's up 17 military. He's idling out a ton of villagers. And then he realizes, I'm taking too much damage from arrow fire, and just runs back away. And Magic's happy with these trades, but just had to kind of, I would say, hold the trigger a little bit longer on some of these pushes. He was kind of desperate on wood here, felt like he had to fight, then bleeds out a bunch more units.
Yeah, the desperation for wood is really not something you see often, but on this map, you can really just run out like that. And I think if you're Valdemar, you kind of want to just abuse the Falcon. Maybe, you know, you have a Khan and then you train a Scout as well. So you kind of cycle your Vision Falcons and you just keep shooting over the forest.
Yeah, that's one of those. It's crazy watching, you know, high elo players using that Falcon so effectively. It's just, you know, they're always having the information that they need. They can react in the correct way, you know, make those adaptive choices. Speaking of Falcon, we can see it hovering right there, as well as having the good old point of interest there.
Yeah, those Falcons can be so powerful. Like when I'm playing English Castle, trying to pick off villages on woodline, it's always so hard to get the vision on the vills. And then being able to just shoot off a Falcon and look over the trees like that gives a lot of value. And this is the fight where he's kind of fighting too early, right? Like the Kurultai is in a position, doesn't have veterancy. I think this should have been the game ender most of the time.
Yeah, I think if he waits for the next set of ranged armor too, like that's one where right now, the amount of arrows his whole entire army's taken, especially being, you know, archers and Keshik, he would have been so much healthier. And then there's the Kurultai for the extra healing and damage. But what a long, crazy, wild first game of this series here, and a lot in store ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, so we're gonna get Rus versus Delhi, and yeah, like I said, I played this matchup like 5 games in a row with Valdemar. I think I think it was roughly a week ago. And it was usually a lot of H2 fighting non-stop, so I think we'll get more of the same.
Yeah, honestly, Delhi and Rus, you know, obviously everyone on Rus has loved this pro scouts into fast castle horse archer meta, but Delhi is one of those civs that you can't really let them play their own game too much. They can gather up those sacred sites and just all of a sudden have too much income in those earlier stages of the game from it.
Yeah, I think as Rus, if you just try to like do the classic pro scout into horse archer, you know, like fast castle, I think you're just giving Delhi everything what they want. But something people sometimes sleep on with Rus is that you have these H2 knights, right? Like you can just fight people on H2. So I'm expecting to just have a full on H2 war.
Yeah, and we can kind of see the civs banned out. Both players banned out the exact same civs from each other. A lot of I think China and Zhuji have both kind of consistently been on everyone's ban radar this whole tournament in the recent couple weeks. And then Mali, just a civ that not a lot of people like to play against either.
Yeah, China and Sushi have already been the topics for a while now. I didn't know Malian was this high priority, to be honest. I thought people were thinking more about like, well, they probably think more about Rus and Byzantine, but they were already picked. And then once you know how the draft goes, then down the line, Malian picks up an interest, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mali plays well on a lot of the maps in this tournament specifically as well. Okay. So that always, you kind of got to take that into account, where sometimes, you know, let's just say water maps aren't as frequently, and you can see them all banned out. So, you know, kind of certain civs lower and raise prio based off of, you know, what type of maps are getting picked as well.
Yeah, okay, I understand, yeah. I always, these are my sort of matchup. I always feel like once the second DLC came out, so after we had Malian and Ottoman, I haven't been playing as much, so I'm like a little less familiar. But these sort of matchup, like these classics, these Rus versus Delhi, I've played this so much, and so I'm super excited for this one, especially.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you know, it's one that Rus has always been that civ that is. They've been kind of strong on all different types of maps, types of gameplay, and all that. But recently in the meta, obviously the pro scouts and Delhi, you can kind of say the same. But their metas have definitely shifted in the way Delhi plays. I feel like they kind of usually get pigeonholed to one route or the other. You know, we saw a Tower of Victory meta for a while. We saw a feudal meta for a while, fast castle. But now is when they kind of have a few more options. Rus, double hunting cabin opening has been the game plan into that quick pro scout. So Valdemar, northern side, Magic in the southern side of this game number 2.
Yeah, and this is, I agree completely what you said about the metas, and I think this is one of the very, very few matchups in the game where as Delhi, I would probably go Tower of Victory. I know nobody does it, I know everybody is just going Dome these days. But you can get in this position where you're just non-stop fighting H2 wars, and you both go up to like 80 archers, and I think the Rus eco just kind of outbooms you, and all these scholars end up being useless at some point when you just keep on being in H2. So this is actually, like I said, yeah, one of the very few matchups where I would maybe recommend Tower of Victory.
Yeah, I've seen that in so many games too, where like you said, Delhi's forced to play a longer feudal age, and you like look up at the military graph and you're like, oh, they're even in military numbers, and then you realize there's 15 scholars and they're not providing any bonus anymore. They have EverTech researched already in feudal age. It's like bring them forward into the fight, and then they just kind of get sniped out and out of position a lot of times. With that many units, there's not much room for healing because there's so much overkill.
I mean, they are decent in fights because they're like 130 health units for 80 gold, which is like, you know, health for cost is really good. But they kind of just stand there, right? So once the artists become big enough to just one-shot a unit, you can kind of just ignore the scholars. So I would really like to see a Tower Victory come out, but I'm not expecting it though.
Yeah, we will see in just a little bit as feudal ages. Magic will be the first one to drop it, I believe. Actually, Valdemar won't be too far along after it, but lately for Rus, it's been all about Golden Gate, fastest timing possible to get your pro scouts into play, kind of gather as much deer, especially from your opponent's side, if you can earlier.
Yeah, and Delhi also is a pro scout civ, but a bit of a strange one. Like, in my opinion, as soon as you hit H2, you should always start off with the pro scout tech and not with the horticulture. So being able, if you manage to deny those there as roosts, like if you manage to steal some away, that will end up hurting the Delhi player later on.
Yep. Yeah, Delhi's obviously, like you said, they're unique in the sense like they like pro scouts, but it's that delayed pro scouts. It takes them a little bit to get on in, and usually they already have military out and kind of can secure some of those packs easily, but they're not pumping out 6 scouts or 5 scouts right off the bat and spreading out like a lot of other civs will try to do.
Yeah, exactly. But if you don't manage to get any of those deer in, you're gonna be so exposed on the map, and then like Roos is very good at raiding, right? Like whether it's knights or horse archers. So this delayed pro scout that Delhi has, you kind of need to keep control of your deer while waiting on the tech. And you also have to fight over the sacred site, so you're like fighting all over the map.
And Magic did decide to go for the Dome of the Faith, not the Tower of Victory, so we'll see if it's going to be that longer feudal play where the tower might have made more sense, or if maybe Valdemar does kind of go for the quicker, fast castle that plays right into the hands that Delhi wants them to do.
And if we end up seeing like 50 archers on both sides, then we'll say that Tower of Victory was a better choice.
And it's not only archers, even in the big spear engagements, the spears kind of gain a lot of extra DPS from the Tower of Victory as well that people don't always think about.
Yeah, and even the men-at-arms. Like, nowadays it's meta to go House of Learning. You get 3 extra damage on your men-at-arms on the tech there. And like 20% more attack speed on your men-at-arms can also be massive.
Yep. Golden Gate has finished. New age begins.
A lot of idle time here. Okay, he's just gonna open tower first. So I think if you go pro scout, you don't open tower. So I'm expecting to like you spend this gold on wood, right?
Yeah, it's a good point. Scholar waiting to jump inside the stables for Magic, wants to get some Ghazi out on the field early.
Yeah, so like I said, I played this matchup a lot, so I have some thoughts on it. I feel like if your opponent is going tower like this, you don't want to do this, right? Like the Ghazi are just not going to really do anything for you. I would much rather just open blacksmith first. And you want to just keep your scholar inside the mosque. Especially you get the sanctity faster,
your text quicker.
Pro scout faster, but he is not going pro scout actually. So he's playing it completely different.
Yeah, you'd get all the text faster though, like you were saying, and the Ghazi really won't do anything unless we can somehow burn down a hunting cabin, which at this point isn't that crazy of a pickup here. It's not losing too much tempo. That, you know, Valdemar's still getting to do with what he needs to do. Spears starting to be produced from Valdemar to counteract the Ghazis. Magic though, he's already up to a solid 4, about to be 5 scholars.
And the developers were like, we removed their pushing from the game, and Valdemar's like, are you sure about it? He's pushing them all in.
Yep,
he's
doing
open
the best he can.
Oh, he's open spears, that's surprising. Interesting.
Yeah, and Magic spots out a solo spear and decides to take some trades with his Ghazi. Obviously has the ability to heal it up with scholars, so can take those trades as he pleases.
Yeah. But he's gonna struggle to take the sides. He's gonna go for it now, but he doesn't have any archers yet.
Still trying to burn that hunting cabin. Will at least distract 1 or 2 spears from moving out to the sacred sites. Archers starting to be produced for Valdemar as well.
He's going double archer range from what I saw. He's really going heavy on the archers. That's kind of what happens in these feudal wars, right? Like eventually it just becomes an archer war.
Yep. Both sacred sites attempting to be grabbed. With that many Ghazis and a scholar against only 4 spears, if you kite back it fast enough, you might not lose a Ghazi or 2, but not the easiest job. Boar gets pulled. And it's actually focusing the Scholar, which is huge in Magic. I don't think he turned back around.
Is he losing that score? No, he's killing the boar, okay.
And now he's killing the boar. But that Scholar, I think, got to... Yeah, he's at about half health.
Yeah, that boar was actually quite annoying for Magic. Is the boar gatherable now, or is it just gone? I don't know if they ever...
It disappears because Delhi killed it.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering if they ever patched that out or not. So now Magic is gonna try to get into the archers as well. But Valdemar has already been producing them for so long, so it's gonna be very hard to catch up. So I'm liking Valdemar's position.
The key, Magic just wants to get to that number where he can start sniping out the front line, sniping out the spears, but it just gets to that easier, you know, when with these bigger battles, it's one person has a little bit more of an APM intensive army than the other, and with Ghazis, you have to close around the archers on the back side and always worry about the spears and snipe out the spears. It gets very, very difficult.
Yep. And I mean, in these small numbers, it's always really nice to be the cavalry player, in my opinion. You kind of just, you know, you dance back and forth, and then archer shots are landing on the cavalry while yours are landing on spears or archers. So you get a lot more damage done. But once these numbers really start picking up, and cavalry, you know, they kind of start melting and paying such a big price for them.
The one big difference that Magic will have going for himself is Valdemar no blacksmith techs so far. So, especially with these archer wars, the archers will be so much more effective. A scout gets taken out, less vision for Valdemar as well.
He does have control of both those vision points, which are really nice to have on this map.
And the first early knight being produced. However, against this many Ghazis, the knights, yeah, they're good, but they're not going to be anything crazy good. That, you know, Magic needs to be mega worried about. Not just a few scholars moving out. We got 5 scholars moving out, and this is kind of what we were talking about. There gets to be a point where it's like, there's so many scholars, what are they going to do? Go ahead, bring them forward for this fight. Archer number, trying to snipe out the spears.
Okay.
1 Ghazi goes down, 2 Ghazi go down.
Yeah, and against 5 scholars here, you kind of just have to be like, you know what, take it. I'll probably use some army to maybe his wood line or something. I think he has his scout checking those berries on the left, and Magic is moving to those berries right now, so he's just missed it. I've seen him on the minimap checking those berries a couple times, and he's just missed the right timing.
At least outpost being dropped from Magic, so we'll have the vision, at least a little bit of some garrison point for those villagers if they do get focused down. But first Sacred Site finally secured at the 10-minute, 30-second mark.
Yeah, and now Valdemar also getting his blacksmith techs, so Magic has been working on those for a while, and then Valdemar's like, I can get those a little bit faster, so he's now, they're both gonna just have both the techs shortly.
Not too long at all. The no pro scouts though for Valdemar means he's on those forward deer. He's gonna have to move back to the deer behind his wood line, or the second wood line, in a little bit.
Where's the? Do you know where the second boar is? Am I blind?
I have no idea actually. I was.
Oh, it's
here.
There
It is.
Oh, it got pulled and then it disappears from the minimap. Yeah.
Those villagers on the berries are getting dove on by those few knights. I think they just jumped inside of the outpost.
Yeah, they must have. No, nothing went down there.
Oh, scout goes down though.
I might lose some kills here. I'm kind of surprised that Valdemar didn't go pro scout at all. I think it's fine to delay it a bit, but I do think you want to go it at some point.
Yeah, it's just so much safer, so much easier. Like, especially if you're dropping a hunting cabin and a wooden fortress. It's like at that point, the amount of res you spent could have been pro scouts and safer gathering. Fight going down into this stealth forest though. It's so difficult, so annoying fighting in stealth forest at times, especially if you don't have a scout there with you.
Yeah, this is I've always found this map to Well, this is basically what's it called? Like, high view.
High view, yeah.
Yeah, I've always found this map so tricky to play. Stealth forwards are
Ranged armor finally in for Valdemar. 20 Ghazis and 23 archers versus 15 spears, 35 archers, 5 knights. It's one of those that the knights are kind of more of that raiding unit that you want to use them for. One does just end up falling. No spears though for magic, so Valdemar can choose to take a fight with the knights and force magic to step up with his Ghazi here. And if the spears can close the gap, it gets difficult. Archers sniping down as many spears as they can. Fight is happening. Scholars trying to heal on up. The spears here for Valdemar are the crucial point. If they can stay alive, this fight will be an easy one for him to finish on up. Can't really tell how it's going there in the stealth forest.
I think the archers are staying alive. I can just kite it out now.
Yeah, there's no real archer mass left for magic. There are still a few spears there for Valdemar, but no more knights, and archer ball stays very, very healthy.
These guys are very closely matched. Like, look at the destroyed value again. It's similar to last game. It's just super even.
But look at the resources in the bank. After that fight, magic, he's going castle.
Wow, okay. Interesting.
With 15 scholars.
Yeah, so if he managed to do this safely and survive, he's gonna get those stacks super fast with all those scholars. But I think he's gonna struggle to manage to gather food. I think that's scary for him.
Yeah, I really wish he would have gotten that pro scouts. Like, he doesn't have anything researching in the mill. If he has pro scouts, he can slowly just start getting the 2 deer packs near him. Even if it's only his 1 initial scout, or he makes 2 scouts out of a stable, it's not that much he's giving up, and so much food he can give himself.
Yeah, so he decided to delay his pro scout. But it is finished by now, of course, with all the scholars, but he's just not using it. Like, he's actively going onto the deer. And I think that might end up costing him, because once Valdemar sees this castle age, I think he's just gonna dive in, and the military value, or the military elite, is bigger than it seems, right? Because, like you said earlier, a lot of that is scholars.
Yeah, true. There's really not much of a defense here for magic. He can pump out some men-at-arms. He can pump out some lancers right off the bat. So he has that many scholars, but does he have Oh, he's about to jump inside.
No, you can't jump inside it.
Oh, okay. Well, he's got a mosque over there that he has emptied that he needs to jump inside.
Yeah. I mean, there's always so much to do when you hit up his Delhi. You're just all over the place. You want to get their relics, you want to get all the attacks. It's always really hard.
Double outpost proves to be very, very crucial as the night raid comes in right as the age up happens. Relics not immediately being brought back. A few attempting to be grabbed, but denied. I think the one at home has been safely secured at least, so there's going to be 1 relic gathering up some passive gold.
Yeah, you can slowly see the text coming in. Like, it's always so hard to just get everything going.
Yeah, he doesn't have a ton of production buildings, so it's hard. Like, if you're making, he's researching vet archers, but that means he can't make any more archers right now. So
exactly.
super difficult here. Magic, I wouldn't take this fight though. He's gonna take the fight. He does at least have a lancer or 2 out on the field and is next to his own production buildings.
I think
so many scholars.
Yeah, but the vills are also idling. I think he really just needs to get 1 elephant out, and then he's in the clear.
Instead of elephants, though, 6 more lancers in queue, and all of those techs are finally being queued up, except for the eco ones.
No, they're in there now.
Oh, they're in there. I see them now.
But if Valdemar decides to age, he's not going to commit into this. And I think he started adding farms already. So he's got some safe food as well. Yeah, just a couple.
Oh, yeah. Good amount of... more farms than I'm typically used to seeing for Ruse at this point in the game.
Well, those farms look like that stable is the landmark from Japan.
Magic trying to circle, trying to find some sort of damage to do, but the vision points on the map for Valdemar definitely going to help him out in spotting this. And as I say that, Magic says, all right, no more vision point.
Yeah, now they're gonna fight over the relics. Magic did manage to get one in and might get a second. It seems to be on the way somewhere.
Ooh. That knight is low though. If he has anything near, oh, it's just 2 scholars. Oh, it's the bait and switch. Oh, he'll take that knight.
Yeah, that's taken. No.
Oh, what? That's wild. That was so close there.
Really
oh my
close.
gosh.
I was convinced it was gone.
But the Ghazi are circling right at the perfect.
Oh, and this is not walled off. Well, he's gonna run through his own walls, so he'll be fine.
Oh, he was going for the deer, but he passed 15 villagers on the way to the deer. Actually going to the gold, the berries, everything. He's just getting vision. Who knows?
This is a very interesting
Now
game
the Ghazi
as well.
are stuck behind the base, so if Valdemar just makes some spears, he can easily cut those off. And with Roost walls, it's not easy to burn and get out on a quick notice.
But I think this is paying off for Magic. He has all these scholars, he's getting all the stacks for free. The one thing that I always dislike about Household Leading, like, I think the landmark is just that good that you have to go for it, but you don't get this the stack going to keep turning into TCs. You can't just instantly switch into TCs later. He is losing all his gases here.
Yeah, he kind of knew this was going to happen after he dove behind the walls over there. Easy to just get cornered. He at least split a few off to hope to come back here at another time, maybe during an engagement, you know, let Valdemar sleep for a little bit and then come back around.
Yeah, but all of this is going good for Magic. He's gonna have the 4th relic on the way. He's finished almost all his techs. I think if he mines a keep now and he starts getting that, what's it called again? The tech for the
Compound of the defender. Or no, what's it called? That's the landmark. It's
Village Fortresses, yeah.
Yeah, Village Fortress.
I just noted I press on the keep and I press Z. I just use.
I know what it looks like. I was about to say I know what it looks like every time.
I always know all the alt keys, but I don't know what they're called. But yeah, that happens when you never cast. But I feel like he needs that one. Like while still having this many scholars, you want to get that tech going soon, and because at some point you want to play a couple keeps, right? Like get those TCs going. But
he does have a lot of passive gold income for himself now, though. 4 relics and 1 sacred site.
Yeah. I think this will probably turn into a very long game, and the 4 relic. Oh, he's going off stone now. Nice. Yeah, the 4 relics is gonna go a long way.
Yeah, and Valdemar's kind of taken the place of walling himself in, playing that very, very defensive game, trying to raid with his knights, and other than that, just chill and deny sacred sites.
Yeah, he's kind of playing it. They're both playing somewhat passive. Well, Magic has the knight advantage, so he has some more map control.
22 lancers, and they got the +3 sabers, right?
Yep. Oh, they don't work? Oh, they do. It just goes up on top of your base value.
Oh, nice.
I think at least I think so.
Yeah. The weapon name change. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you expect it to say like +4, but it just changes their base values. Was Valdemar's pushing
Knights
out
attempted to
in the
be
middle.
chased down. Valdemar pushing out though, like you said. And will these armies collapse and actually fight here? The elephant. Magic wants to wait for that war elephant. It's so strong in these fights that actually you're forced to head on take.
And I think something you always kind of miss out on this map. This Magic is completely in the dark. He's playing this without a scout. Well, he's gonna try to collapse on this. He's coming in from the back as well.
Oh, the Lancers from the back, like you said, able to close the gap onto the archers, and Valdemar's numbers are just cratering here. It was an even number fight. All of a sudden, he finds himself, he's down 30 units and falling even faster, down 40 units.
Yeah, that was a massive fight for Magic. Yeah, I mean, I've had situations where you just cannot take a good fight because of the stealth forest if you don't have a scout. But Valdemar just standing there in the open, and Magic just completely sandwiched him.
Yeah, he had 3 different groups split up, and I mean, we were talking about the Lancer number right before that fight, and it had to be up at almost 30 by the time it went on, and 3 different groups, and Valdemar had mainly a ranged mass that got collapsed on, so really, really good fight by Magic, and this is at a point too where we were just talking about all the other good things he has going for himself, and add another sacred site onto that now that he has the map control.
Yeah, and he's gonna start making keeps now. I think he's in full control.
Now let's see if he drops one of those get out of my game keeps. Usually it's Delhi, your first keep. You want to be a little bit more conservative, have it nice, tucked close to home. Make sure you get your upgrade finished on in, and it's actually at a prime time location. 8K gold bane and a sacred site he's getting with it.
Yeah, and if you just drop a mosque next to it, it gets the Wi-Fi, right? Like it gets the scholar up improvements from home as well.
Yep. And Magic says, let me show you how to dive a TC and in the game here. And so he is doing exactly that. Range mass pushing forward, tons of idle time happening for Valdemar. So many Lancers. The War Elephant is here as well, and Valdemar is forced to take a losing fight here. Magic will just wipe the floor yet again. Valdemar's numbers are falling. He's about to have nothing to defend this push.
Yeah, really well executed from Magic. I liked it. It was a lot different than how I played it, but this is great. He didn't get stuck in feudal like I usually do, so...
Yeah, it definitely looked like it could have. He easily could have gotten stuck in feudal, but he took an even fight while saving resources for castle. Got a great timing behind it, defended, and then just we see how the researches come in. The amount of technology he's got in for free is just astronomical. Great game plan, great execution by Magic to tie up the series 1-1.
Yeah, and this feels like we're going to 5, right? Like, these guys feel so closely matched. Look at that massive fight. I mean, to be fair, Valdemar was already losing at that point, but still, that was an insane cleanup. What a surround.
Yeah, I mean, that was such a crazy back and forth game. Like you just said, this series, there's a reason why these two are matching up for the last qualifying spot here today, is they are close. They are right in line with each other.
Yeah, for sure. And so was it Scarlet Devil that won the other side? Or is that not concluded yet? Or do you know?
No, other side did get concluded. Okay. Scarlet Devil 3-2 against Myriad.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see. So what do we have next? Which map are we going to?
Frisian Marshes is the next map, I believe.
Okay.
And at least that is what the Civ Picker pool thing says.
And what's the draft? Well, what civs are we gonna get?
I think they're currently drafting as we're speaking now, so should get that live updated once they are ready and picking. We're back to some Japanese Mongols highlights because there were so many of them that we didn't even watch them all because that was such a long game. And now we're back into the Roost Delhi highlights.
Yeah, really cool approach from Magic. I was completely off saying that he needed tower victory maybe because he just found the window to go castle, and I think that really kicked it off for him. Like getting all those technologies for free, that was one of his main advantages.
Yeah, and this is the exact point that we were talking about. The fight that kind of went even for Magic, but you can see the resources in the bank. He's already thinking about castle. He's kind of halfway there. He actually just queued up a few more units here, but dead even fight kind of at the outcome. I think they ended up like 38-38, and then he ages up, grabs relics with all the scholars he had, grabs all those free technologies, and we see the update on the side. It is Knights Templar versus the Ottomans.
Wow, that's a matchup I haven't seen yet, I think. pretty rare to have, I guess. On Frisian Martians, right? So probably Knights Templar is going to go dogs or something.
Yeah, that would be my thought.
Yeah.
Usually you'll see Knights Templar go docs. You'll see, sometimes the Ayubids, as they age up to feudal, end up matching with docs of their own. But Ottomans, we'll see what they have to say about potentially trying to deny the docs in Dark Age. We've seen Ottomans do some Dark Age spears before, but they have a lot of different ways they can play out the game themselves.
Wait, but okay. I saw the picture, like that's not Frisian Marches. And so Valdemar's living in the same time zone as me. It's 3 a.m. now, and I know he usually wakes up at like 7 a.m. So if we get like really long games, we might play till where he usually wakes up. That would be something.
Someone said he was caffeinated, energized, and ready to go before the series. So I'm sure, watching on along, you're in the final deciding match and you're just like, you got that adrenaline going for you. So yeah, you might say, outside of normal hours, but we're all gamers. We all know how degenerate gamers are.
I am for sure.
Oh, there's so many times I'm like, what time? Like they're playing team games with people. It's like, wait, what time? It's 5 a.m. for what are you doing? I'm like, I'm not doing that. And then sure enough, I find myself doing that at times.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
But exciting series so far. It is tied up 1-1, even though the scoreline hasn't quite been updated. Obviously, quick matches back to back. And as we say that, they are on top of the P's and Q's over there. Game number 3 will be on Frisian Marshes and will be a hype one if the first two have anything to say about it.
Yeah, this is the big one, right? Like going up to 1, that's where you want to be. Like this is pretty often this is the deciding one, I think.
Yeah, once you're up 2-1, not saying that like you're going to take some unnecessary risks, but you kind of get that breath of fresh air where you can try, a different strategy. You don't have to play exactly, by the books. Like I feel like, when you're down 1-2, that you've got to play the normal stuff. You can't play something off the wall, or else it could have just been one of those decisions that people look back on and you're like, why would you ever do that?
Well, we have all some of those, but yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Of course, and that is one where I feel like a lot of these games today in general, series have been extended. We've seen a lot of 3-1s, a lot of 3-2s, and like you said, this might be another one that we end up seeing a 3-2 action go on.
Yeah, so which maps do we have remaining? I can't really tell the pictures. I guess Arabia.
It is Prairie and Arabia.
Oh, Prairie. Okay.
I believe that all the way right one under Magic's Prairie.
I thought that the people always really liked Mongols on Prairie, but he already played them.
Yeah, that's what we saw last series. A lot of people like to play the HRE / Order of the Dragon on Prairie as well. Yeah. French on Prairie is another popular one. So, both, I feel like that might be what we end up seeing on Prairie is like a French versus HRE Prairie. And then
probably
still
Byzantine
have
Arabia, and then
Byzantine Arabia. Still a lot of kind of available options. You're not quite. There's sometimes where these series, especially with water maps involved, where you're like that civ's going on the water map, and you kind of can almost play out the draft ahead of time. But I feel like with this one, you at least got a few options for either player.
Yeah, I think Frisian Marshes, like back when I was playing tournaments, it also was in the pool, and nobody really considered it a water map per se. Like everyone was just making mills, right? Like you were just eating the shorefish with your fills, because it's actually the fastest gathering food source for your fills, like slightly faster than the boar. But nowadays I see a lot more people going dogs on these like maps like Frisian Marshes, and I think it's called Rocky River with all the small ponds and stuff. It's kind of picked up in popularity, but I still think just putting your fills on the shorefish, like the income is insane.
Oh yeah, because it's 1.1 gather rate, and the big thing, I think there was a big change in Frisian Marshes where they basically like cut the other food on the map in half. So it made it to where, you know, maybe the dock play makes a little bit more sense. But enough of that. We're into game number 3, Valdemar on Knights Templar, IamMagic on the Ottomans, Frisian Marches.
Yeah, so, barracks opening, so not going for the military school, but really want to just pump out those spears instantly.
Yeah, and this is kind of what I assumed. Knights Templars assumed to be going on the docks. You want to make sure that they don't go onto that eco early, and
but they're not,
Valdemar might. Yeah, I mean, you make this assumption, and I guess at the same time, you can just walk on over and try to start denying some gold as well.
Yeah, so I think Valdemar's kind of taking the gamble that Magic is going barracks instead of military school, and he's not going docks. So I guess Valdemar's kind of winning the mind game in that sense. Because Magic is going to walk to the water, right? Like he's also indecisive. Does he go to the gold or to the water?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think at the 6-minute point, both of these players will have 3 different pawns secured for themselves probably. But early on, this spear push might be, you know, a play that Valdemar wasn't quite ready for. He should be able to gather up enough gold. He's sending more villagers out here because he doesn't have enough gold to age up, and he just gathered enough.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Unless
hopefully he's not like 0.01 short.
Yeah,
you can get like 0.01 short. Oh, he's good. He's good. He's good. There are a lot of people don't know there are decimals in this game, so you can definitely get quite unlucky at times. But Kingdom of France is on the way.
Yeah, it's the worst. Like I like to really make pretty precise builds, and then, for example, when you're using the straggler trees, and then all of a sudden you think you drop off 50 wood and it's like 49, and just like completely in shambles. Like I can't afford a lumber camp, you know.
I remember there was a time where I think it was the Abbasid TC discount. It was like 26 point or 262.5, and sometimes you'd have the 0.5 and sometimes you wouldn't, depending on when you dropped it off.
I'm pretty sure the math is still incorrect on the Abbasid Eco Wing, because the TC, when you use the Eco Wing, you pay 245 stone. But I think it should be. What's the percentage on it again? I think it doesn't actually add up.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one. But spears denied the mining camp. No villagers have been able to move out to place a dock, so you know, I would say the spears have done their job. Forces and archery range on out, and the safe passage is on the way soon.
Yeah, so I think he's just gonna instantly go into archers and try to defend this pilgrim to get to the sacred site. So he's kind of read this perfectly, right? Like he really expected Magic to open barracks and decided to just mine gold early. So
and Magic going ahead and gathering up the stone, most likely for probably double military school drop in feudal age, would be my guess.
Yep. And he's not going for the berry, so he will run out of food at some point if he doesn't get map control.
Yeah, the Sultani trade network is what he opted for, and I wonder if he will try to pop any of the traders out and trade to the market in the middle of the map, or if he'll just let them sit in there and gather that passive gold.
Yeah, I think usually people just keep them inside of it, but we'll see. So you're still expecting them to start adding docks anyway?
Yeah, I think Valdemar's adding his first one right now.
Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah, so he just didn't want to end up in like an H1 war, but just get archers out and then go into docks later. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things too, where once you get a little bit of that food income, you just can't pass up on it. KT's wood income is absolutely insane as well, so it's just kind of one of those, just play into your strength, and Valdemar's doubling down on the docks. He's, like I said, he's going ahead and dropping the second dock.
Yeah, and I think his plan is just, he lost his mining camp, and he was like, you know what, I will not mine gold for the rest of the game, maybe. He's just gonna survive off of the pilgrims.
And if he secures up the Pilgrim's voyage, he can definitely, you know, utilize that gold income for feudal age.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to afford all his tax and stuff with this little bit of a gold income. So how does this play out? I have absolutely no clue about this matchup, to be honest. What do
You know, I wish I could say I was more versed in this matchup as well, but good question. The big thing I'll say is if Valdemar's able to not get punished on his docks, if Magic doesn't take docks of his own, I think that Valdemar just should steamroll the gameplay over here. But that's obviously much easier said than done. Docks do get scouted out by Magic, so this is when he reacts and gets to make the game plan of how he punishes it. Could it just be, you know, the OG make some military schools, try to go up to Fast Castle and punish them there, or Sapahis?
Yeah, I think
double military school.
Once you see this many docks, you'll probably really start to try to punish it.
Yeah. He's got 15 vills or so, it looks like, on wood, so I think it's just more and more production buildings going down after this. And yeah, he's definitely going for that punishment. Pilgrim will be able to make that voyage, will not get punished. And that's going to be like, what, 135 probably?
Yeah, he went for the greedier one now.
I don't know how much that was. I think it was like 135 though.
Probably 129 because it says 129 a minute, so it's probably just 129.
Oh, there we go then. So it's almost the max amount there. Oh, look at that. 130.
Yeah, so Magic is really going heavy into the Sipahi. He's double stable, and his military skills are on Sipahi. He's going for the Sipahi only here.
Valdemar does have a barracks that he just finished building. Doesn't quite have the hardened spearmen, but you know, I'm sure he'll make that realization. If he scouts out the double stables, he will start pumping the spears, I'm sure.
Is it triple stable? Wow. It's really crucial.
What is going on?
I mean, you can't even afford that, can you? But could we see Valdemar's point of view? Did he ever scout this out? I don't think he has. I think his scout is kind of just... it's always hard to say, right? Yeah. Maybe he did. I don't know. I felt like I saw his scout at the gold mine, but never really look inside the base. And like his archer mass is quite significant, and you know, just a handful of spears, they just fall instantly against Sipahi. So
yeah, Sipahi are definitely one of those. It's funny with horsemen. They seem so clunky and ineffective, and then you add just a little bit extra range on them, and they aren't all of a sudden aren't as clunky anymore. 11 archers out for Valdemar. And the spear number is climbing. He's got 3 in queue, so I think he realizes that spears are much needed. But does he know how dire of a situation it is? How many Sipahi are being queued up?
I mean, Magic is instantly showing his reinforcement. He's not like, you know, showing like 4 and then producing the rest in his base or something. So I think Valdemar now kind of saw like, okay, he's really heavy on the cavalry. But he still doesn't realize probably just how heavy he actually is on it.
Yeah, I'm shocked he doesn't swap the military schools to something else at least. Maybe, you know, mass up some archers in the base for the time being, or who knows, but it is Sipahi, and more Sipahi is the game plan.
I think the rest efficiency-wise, you really want to have your military schools in Sipahi. So I'm more shocked on the fact that he doesn't make an archery range than what the military schools are on, but I mean,
yeah, that's a good point too, because you deplete your food less in that way too when you're producing archers instead of Sipahi.
Yeah, true. But I've seen these things work on Magic, so I find it really hard to judge. Can they just completely overwhelm spears or not? I mean, you would expect they can't, but maybe. He's gonna try to get the same sort of surround he did last game.
Yeah, and it looks like Valdemar's going for that gap close. It's going to be much harder for Valdemar to, you know, continue to reinforce the units if Magic does the, you know, sit in the stealth forest, kill as many archers as he can.
Look at those vills, there's like 30 on the TC, and they're all kind of stacked up there. It's this annoying
There's
thing.
only 6
where,
sheep left. Probably needs to move out onto some shoreline fish here. Probably doesn't have a ton of time left until he needs to pull this trigger.
It's one of those annoying things where your vills don't show up as idle when the sheep start running dry. So even though they're standing there, they still think they have a job, right? Like
they're waiting on the next sheep or next drop off to gather.
Yeah, so they don't show up as idle. But look at all this idle time he's getting. And meanwhile, Valdemar's on 4 docks. You know, like every minute that passes is very good for Valdemar.
Dog was going crazy again. So Magic at least kind of pushes Valdemar back a bit, but you can see at the military numbers at the top, this is not feeling too great for Magic. Valdemar's fishing unpunished. His pilgrims have been able to continue to drop off, and I'm not sure if Magic kind of had the best game plan coming into this game now looking at it.
I think this entire strategy revolves around the surprise element, right? Like you need to just, all of a sudden, you just appear with like 20 supplies while your opponent is overmade archers. But the surprise has been, it's been gone for a while, and Valdemar's just been like making a lot of spears. And I think economically he's just so far behind now. The pilgrims are walking for free, like he hasn't mined a single gold, but his gold income is still decent. Like he can still get all his decks. And he's on 4, he's on 6 docks now, maybe.
Yeah, and I mean, Magic's like tripling down, quadrupling down on archers now, but I feel like it's like, okay, it's too late at this point. You don't have the same effectiveness, and Valdemar's food income is absolutely nuts from all the food, from all the docks, like you were saying, too.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this is also one of the reasons that Knights Templar usually gets banned when there's any kind of modern map. And even though I wouldn't consider Freezing Mars as a modern map, well, Knights Templar is like, yes it is. And yeah, I feel like nothing has really happened. Start value is quite low. But the lead is massive.
And I don't see a ton of time left for Magic if Valdemar pulls the trigger. It's not like this game Magic has that Japanese TC and 6 outposts to defend himself. He's got the Ottoman TC. He's got 14 archers, and now his Sipahi, like you said, finally split off a big group, and Valdemar, he sees the big group split off and he pulls the trigger. There's so many villagers under that TC, they don't have anywhere to go. The economy is in shambles. Magic is in shambles. Game number 3 looks to be going over to Valdemar. I don't want to call it early, but it just seems too easy to call early.
Yeah, the supplies are really trying to run home. And they might be able to clean this up, because I think there aren't that many spears in here left. But the damage was already done. He's lost 9 vills, while also being down all these other eco. He doesn't have access to food. So he's gonna clean this up, but I think the writing's on the wall regardless.
Valdemar's got 25 spears somewhere. I just don't know where. The archers split off. They go back for the other villagers near the wood line. 10 villagers have fallen, and there's where the rest of the army is. Valdemar still has the military lead. Obviously, value. There's Sipahi have a ton of value in and of themselves, but up a significant amount of economy.
Look at
up in military still.
We have 1,000 food a minute against 19.
19 food per minute.
Yeah. So yes, Magic cleaned it up, but Valdemar can just remass so easily. So. And I think Magic logic this game was kinda like, it's so hard to play against Knights Templar Water that he needed some sort of surprise.
As you're saying this, he takes a fight into the Spearman mass, and just so many Sipahi just get crushed. More spears just charging forward towards the front. Villagers on berries on the front side for Magic. Magic hasn't been able to touch the water, and Valdemar is now taking Magic's water. He has docks across this whole map.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody make so many dogs. He's just taking everything. And but yeah, like I wanted to say is, I think Magic kind of felt it looks strange what he did, but I think in his mind it's just like, if he plays standard, if he just goes spy archers, playing standard against Knights Templar on a map with water, he's gonna lose. So he tried to go for some sort of surprise, and yeah, didn't work out.
Yeah, the big thing about surprises is you need to make him a surprise, and he kind of showed his cards a little bit too early. Still trying to defend, still trying to extend this game. It's just getting more and more difficult, though. He doesn't have food to gather from, doesn't have any extra eco bonuses going for himself, other than, I guess, you know, military schools, if you count those.
Yeah, Magic is the guy to just, you're trying to host a surprise party for your dad or something, and then he just ends up accidentally telling him.
Yep, there you go. That's it exactly. Magic doesn't have a scout running through this stealth forest either, so, I mean, never a fight you want to take into the stealth forest running forward with Sipahi. There's so many spears, they can just get free braces all of the time. Valdemar also split off some units to go for some raiding, and engagement happens right in the stealth forest. And this is what I'm talking about. Magic, he can barely see this. Makes it so hard to micro. Spears just sitting on that front side. Magic losing out that Sipahi mass he paid so much for.
I don't think it really mattered whether they could see it or not. This is
True.
over. We're double the population now. Look at this income, 1,500 food a minute. Crazy.
Magic's at a total of like 1,000 income per minute, and Valdemar's at 1,500 food income per minute.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I mean, we all know that water can't go denied, but this much water too, like, Valdemar's going up and is winning these fights and is pushing in, has, you know, everything going for himself.
Yeah, my head is already at the next game.
24 fishing.
Wow.
Another raid happening. All of the wood villagers have to go idled. I mean, Magic is just hurting over here. Docs gain 30% health. How cute.
What a dominating win this one, but I do feel like it's a Civ matchup win.
Yeah, I kind of felt like Ottomans is not a Civ you typically see on Frisian Marshes either. I didn't really kind of get the pick. Maybe it was just Magic saw it too and was like, this is a throwaway Civ.
Yeah,
he got
I think so.
Knights Templar out of the way, he got Ottomans out of the way, and he's gonna go for, you know, 2 games straight to end off the day, close out the series, and, you know, that's his path to Denver.
Yeah, so I think he has some good Civs left, like Byzantine and French, and like, for example, people like to pick French on this map, but then I think he would expect he's gonna lose regardless against Knights Templar, and he would rather keep French for Prairie. And I feel like this was just like, he's just gonna throw this game away, you know, just gonna try something, but kinda not in the game he was expecting
Not think
to
too
win.
much about it, just
Yeah.
move past it, go on to the next game.
Although personally I would have resigned a couple minutes ago, but so maybe I'm wrong, but
I mean, Don, I know you. If it's hitting 20 minutes, it's either you're diving TC
Yeah.
or you're resigning, you know?
I've never gone this this late into a game yet.
But here we go. Valdemar, he's got upgrades. He waited for a few of them, still didn't wait for second ranged armor, but I don't think it matters on this one. Like I said, a little bit different. There's not 6 outposts. There's not a full Japanese upgraded TC right there. And Valdemar can just A move and finish this one on out.
Yeah, I mean,
Good
Writing
choke
being on the
point
wall.
fighting by Magic, though. He's in between the buildings, not making his archer group easy to surround. There's so many spears here as well. That's when Valdemar realized, he's like, let me just pull my spears back and start burning something. Let the archers, let the horsemen, let the heavy spears move on forward. And game 3 secured by Valdemar in a decisive fashion. The series had been neck and neck up to that, and watching that game, you would have thought that Valdemar, a couple ranks above Magic.
Yeah, but like I've been saying, I really think this is just for a big part a safe matchup win, and I mean Valdemar played it perfect. Like he didn't go Dock H1, he kind of just took his advantage later on. I mean, look at this graph, press-guided graph. It's such a big gap, and even though this game looks so one-sided, I wouldn't call Magic out at all. I think it was just a matchup kind of game.
Oh yeah, I mean, and this is like a typical game where you see someone go for water and the other person don't, or you see both go for water and one person fully denies the water. Like the resources gatherers, he doubled the resources. There was no coming back for Magic. There was no like outplaying really that Magic could do right there. So, very, very solid game plan, solid setup there by Valdemar. I'm sure he is happy going into game number 4 with a leg up here. It is going to be Prairie. So my guess is either HRE or Order versus French, but we'll see if that proves to be true.
Yeah, I think probably Order then, right? Makes more sense to me. And we also saw Scarlet Devil pick it.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought too. We saw Scarlet Devil pick the Order. It definitely, I would say didn't have huge downsides to it or anything like that. So could definitely make some sense.
Yeah, I
believe.
I mean, if you want to go just like Scarlet Devil, if you want to play 2TC, what's so good on Prairie is that you usually get a lot of sheep. So on Arabia, playing the 2TC is a lot more difficult because your sheep run out, and on Arabia you're a little bit more spread thin. Yeah, we did. Okay, this is what I expected. Yeah.
There we go. It is the French versus the Order of the Dragon.
Yeah.
I am going to be calling the casting here for today. We're going to have DeftJackal step on in. My dog's been going crazy for the past 2 games. I basically had to be petting him the whole time or else he's barking in my ear. So we're going to give a quick 2-minute break again. Let DeftJackal step in for me to finish off the series. I'll be watching. I'll be observing. I'm going to go get some food as well and be cheering along on the sidelines here to see who qualifies, gets the final spot for today.
It's been great to cast with you.
Yeah, you as well. Always good hearing players' insights, casting with players, and kind of getting the different outlook on the game than us lower elo plebes.
You're not low elo. Come on, you're better than that.
It is what it is. But we'll go ahead and head on into break. And like I said, I'll be watching from the sidelines. Good luck, everybody.
See ya. All right, you can kick it off.
Yeah, it's been a long day for everyone here at Rising Empires. Yeah, thanks for everyone for jumping in. And yeah, we've got a couple of games left here in the Valdemar IamMagic for the finals here. I'm one of the admins normally, so special guest appearance as a caster here for the finals here. Like I said, it's a long day. I know we've been making jokes about Valdemar is going to finish the series. So let's see if he can close it out on this one, or if we're going to have to go to a game 5.
Yeah, 11 hours into the stream, so all the original casters are like, I'm out.
Yeah.
So we're the replacement guys today. That's fine. Oh, we got a double scout opening, so he really wants to get a lot of the sheep.
That's a very common opening for kind of the HRE variants on Prairie, though, right? There's so much sheep available, and they can play very food hungry.
Yeah, I think it kind of implies that he's probably going to TC. But if you don't go to TC, you don't need the sheep as much. You should have more chances to like take the boar or something.
I know on ladder play it's somewhat common to see a Burgrave on this as well. That might be something that he's thinking about as a, if it's 3 a.m. for him, he's got to be feeling tired. If he feels like he can just maybe close something out quickly with a Burgrave, put on a lot of pressure early. We've seen him, in that first game, take a strong early lead and then just kind of hold on until Magic finally choked out.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, I'm gonna drink some water first. My throat's a bit sore.
But at least traditionally, Prairie's been a pretty fast cavalry-based map. Doesn't tend to drag into these very late games. The wood is very limiting, which really limits the construction and base building capabilities of both civs here.
Yeah, I mean, for French it will probably not matter as much. I don't expect them to be under any sort of pressure. But yeah, you can feel like you run out of space on this map for sure, especially once that first wood line runs out. But I think in general, Order almost always wants to end up having a Burgrave. Like the value on that landmark is just insanely good. I think it's even more resin-minute than like, even if you get like 3 relics, you would still rather have the Burgrave than the Regnants. But you want to kind of get there slowly, right? Like you can't just go castle against French. So
no,
I think
the night pressure is too strong.
Yeah. So I'm expecting 2TC first, trying to just survive, hold on, and then eventually maybe look to go into Burgrave if you can. He's 34 sheep. That's a lot.
That's a huge advantage, and part of the thing too is that you're also denying sheep from the French, right? So they might be, even on there's so many sheep on this map, they might end up with a normal amount of sheep, but a normal amount's much better than having twice as many sheep as they normally do. And you do see early stone there for your 2TC. Yeah, early stone for the 2TC play.
Yeah. I think the sheep count for Magic doesn't matter that much. Like you will probably just go on the boar, right? Like you can do anything you want against 2TC. It's mainly just the sheep count being important for Valdemar.
He does have a conveniently placed boar fairly close to his gold there if you look in the mini-map.
Yeah, I think he will be heading there in a couple minutes. And Valdemar has that relatively safe boar, but I mean, you just cannot go there regardless if you play 2TC.
Yeah, I mean, that might be a spot. It depends how aggressive he's able to place his second TC, right? That might be a consideration for the second TC location. But it's probably closer to home where it's safer from the knights roaming around the map.
Is Magic kind of play into Pro Scout is kind of my question. I feel like he shouldn't. I think you want to just put maximum pressure and use the boar and maybe eventually go Pro Scout. But, he did make that mill. So.
The mill's on researching wheelbarrow. So
yeah. but maybe after.
Yeah, that might be a future consideration for him.
Yeah, I think this will be very similar to the game we saw earlier, which was Scarlet Devil against, I think it was Myriad?
Right.
And it was also to the Sea Order against, in that case it was Mongol aggression, but
yeah.
play
So it's a very
similar
play patterns between Mongol and French
Yeah.
in the early game a lot of times.
Exactly. I wonder where he's gonna drop the DC. Is he gonna try to control the gold? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, just play it safe, get it up early.
But the knight is on the way though, so he really has to rush it up. You do have this extra health in your vills, so you can.
Yeah, and it's his vills are in TC range,
attack.
so should be a little bit safer. You can just peel them back as needed. Yeah.
Yeah, like normally,
response
obviously, if
there.
you would lose the vill, but because you order, you can get away with it.
You've got
so.
an extra piece of health. Are we gonna lose a scout or the knight here when the Garrett goes in?
It's gonna get some damage onto it.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it all depends what path Magic is gonna choose now, whether you try to play Rams or not.
Yeah, the onus is
Also-
on Magic to determine how this game is going right now. Right?
Yeah.
Valdemar just needs to wait. He needs to survive and he expects to win eventually.
And here we see the boar, so it's kind of like I said, like I like this a lot. It's kind of worried for a sec that he would go pro scout or something. I think that delays you quite a bit. He's gonna lose a
He
vill,
lost
though.
the Vil. That's a bit rough.
Not something you would expect from Magic. Very.
No, he's got a lot
very
of
strong.
units on the map running around though. There's a Vil running out to the south. Is he gonna tower
Oh,
with
he's gonna
that?
tower the gold.
And we've got archers
imagine.
coming in, so he wants to all in here.
Yeah, I mean, he just wants to fully lock down the gold.
Yeah.
And Valdemar, I mean, if I'm Valdemar, I just want to get like textiles and a spear upgrade.
Yeah, and then go from there.
Yeah. He's kind of managed to gather that up at least. He's trying
that's
to
only-
get as much as the gold as he can, while it's still possible.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
I
got a
think
little bit.
textiles. Sorry, yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say he's got a little bit of health to play with, but yeah, you see he's kind of going up and down. But I agree with you. Textiles is a huge advantage that is I constantly undervalue.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best techs in the game, and it's. I mean, I don't have much on the pros, but that's one of the things where I'm just like, I think it's one of the weaknesses of the pros not getting textiles. I so often, it's this thing where you just don't want to get it because it costs you a vill.
Yep.
And then in your mind, you just like, I'm gonna play perfect and lose 0 vills.
Yep.
And on average, you just always end up seeing like everybody losing like 10 plus vills. So you know, it's just worth it. And
Saves you so much from raids.
yeah, and especially Order of the Dragon vills, I think they go up
Yep.
to 90 HP, I believe.
98 is what
And-
their total is. But he decided
Yeah.
to go with
Oh, he's gonna
ranged
siege it
attack.
down. Okay,
Okay.
that's a gamble.
I think
guess
he
the
must have
scout
seen
sees
the
armor.
army leaving with the scout. Yeah.
I don't like this play though. I don't think you
No.
need the gold necessarily. I think you just build up Spear and Archer Mass at home.
I don't think he's gonna get punished for it very much though. Like,
Yeah,
I think if
I
that
guess so.
knight would have been able to hit one of the already weakened villagers.
I just don't feel like I never felt like Magic needed the tower anyway. You know, I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it
I
can just
agreed.
deny the gold with its archers.
Yep.
But okay.
And he's got chivalry here, so all those wounded knights, they haven't taken much, but they're gonna heal up. No ranged defense yet either, so the knights will actually take some damage here.
I feel like Order of the Dragon, when I think about it now, is just like, it's almost as if you're playing Malians. You're just playing like Donzo Jabs and you're spamming cows. but instead of that, it's a second TC, you know, like it's
Yeah,
extremely similar gameplay.
yeah, you get an incremental advantage that you can keep grinding up, and then just eventually you have a huge castle push.
Yeah. Magic really wants the tower. Like,
Yeah.
not play this. I don't think he needs it.
Yeah. I agree with that. He's already got a tower on the boar and other gold, so he's got it. I guess he just wanted to try and see if he could get use out of that Vil before sending it back or sending it somewhere else.
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
I agree.
And he put arrow slits into that other tower already, so that's going to be a nasty surprise for Valdemar if he decides to move out there with some lone Vils.
I'm surprised the Valdemar already has access to gold. I would expect Magic Mass to be way bigger than Valdemar, considering the second TC and all.
Yep.
But it's
Valdemar's
relatively
actually
close.
Yeah, and Valdemar's ahead on military pop, right? So
yeah, he did end up mining 300 stone. He basically just wanted to mine the 50 probably for the first tower. But he's just been on it.
yeah, I wonder. No, he's going for the tower again.
Yeah, he wants that thing up no matter what.
Yeah, this just seems too hyper-focused on a singular objective here. And we've got knights coming in.
Okay, all fights breaking out. Well, to be honest, I'm also surprised that Valdemar is this desperate to go so heavy on gold. It's like, I don't think he should consider playing into Castle Age yet. I think he just wanna build on this advantage, right? Like like just let Magic come to you and just mess up archers and spears while your eco's expanding onto PC. I don't fully understand this need for gold.
Yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you don't. Even if you feel like it's kind of free to clear off the tower, you can have 4 or 5 Vils on the gold and the rest on your wood or your next food source. There's just constant skirmishes around this.
Oh, I mean, he is gonna get away with Castle Age, and Magic can't really do anything about it. It looks like.
And Magic is far away from it, even though he's been on the board this entire time. Here comes the Burgrave you were talking about. It's a very powerful, very immediate effect.
Yeah, I've done I forgot the numbers now, but I've done the math on it before, and especially if you get the blacksmith tech that improves your production time.
Speed. Yep.
Yeah, I think if you start making Landsknecht, it's like almost the same value as 5 relics and the records.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Like the Landsknechts get a ton of value from the discount.
Yeah.
I think we'll likely just see spears here, though.
Yeah, spear archer.
They'll be very effective.
Oh wow, huge impale. 4 knights going down.
I mean, the Gilded Spearmen, that's always something that it's easy to underestimate how tanky units are. They look, similar on the map, but they are, you look at 2 or 3 and you're like, oh, we can take that with our 6 knights, and you end up losing 4 of them in the exchange, and you're like, what happened here? But
yeah, Order of the Dragon is the most confusing gameplay to play against.
I agree on
that. It's so
that.
different from anything else.
Yep. It's so hard to properly judge a fight against them.
Yeah, 100%. Especially their archers and crossbows. Like you think you can clean them up with horsemen or whatever, and then they just kill them. Like they just one-shot them.
Yeah, just a little bit of extra damage, a little bit of extra health, so they stick around longer. Yeah, now we're into Burgrave, H3 with Valdemar versus Magic. Magic is harvesting resources from all over the map. He's got a couple of deer packs that he's moved out to, and that boar is probably still going.
He's towered it up, but he's just pulling it to the left.
He even stonewalled it. Oh, okay, so he's onto the berries there, so he's out of boar.
Yeah, now this is how I like to play. I mean, I hardly play Order of the Dragon, but this is how I love to play them. You just kind of non-stop train spears from the Burgrave for a very cheap price, and then you're almost essentially only making archers aside from that, like archer crossbow.
Yeah. And we've seen Valdemar on Prairie before play it very wall heavy, right? Just lock up a section of the map, move on to the next, lock up a section, and when you've got the immobile spear archer army, that's a really strong way to play. Magic
Oh,
finally
wow.
moving up into,
Or archers again.
Castle.
4 knights going down
But-
again.
but again, yeah, losing too many knights in these skirmishes.
Yeah, and that's a massive pickup because he's trying to get those veteran stuff, but
Mhm.
he's just lost them in the weaker version.
Yep.
And I feel like Magic, yeah, the time is just ticking away, right? Like this guild hall, like yeah, maybe eventually you can pull it and go Imperial and stuff, but
Mhm.
I think by then you're gonna be under so much pressure.
I mean,
this
Valdemar's
2TC has been working away.
Valdemar's ahead on Vills, which, you know, the Order villagers work faster and harder than regular Vills. So, you know, you're looking at total resources. It's, you know, about 1100, 1200 per minute for Magic, and it's about 1800, 1900 per minute for Valdemar. So it's just a, you know, Magic's on a timer.
Yeah, and he's not playing like a Royal Institute all-in kind of gameplay or something, you know? He's not
Nope.
playing it like he's on a timer. I think maybe he wants to also add a TC, and he wants to kind of skill back into it. And then
So
this
it-
guild hall can sometimes really, you know, pop off later
Pay
on.
out. I think he's just going to use this stone that he's been mining this entire time for keep. That's his strategy of getting the economy back, getting the French keep discount.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not enough, right? Like,
It's not
Needs
enough,
more
and it's
than
going to
that.
come very slowly, right? He's still only got 500 stone about, so
Das soll mich überleben.
that's not going to pay off for another, you know, 3 minutes or so at this rate.
yeah, I think Valdemar is in command and control.
Mhm.
This-
I mean, Valdemar has been playing very well all weekend.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And he did trio magic yesterday, and I felt like today it seemed way closer. I mean, this is not done yet, right? But
Yeah,
I think,
yeah. Magic
favor him heavily
really,
here.
really seems to have, you know, he's coming back to AoE 4 pretty fresh from Age of Mythology, so
Yeah.
he hasn't done a lot of experience. But you can see him just, you know, as the week progressed, or as the weekend progressed, picking up more and more of those little tips and tricks that you kind of forget when you haven't played for, you know, a month or so, and just being like, oh yeah, this is the micro optimization here. I need to be just a hair faster to be able to apply more pressure.
Yeah, there's always, when you get back to an RTS game, there's just so much to pick up on, and
Mhm.
like these sort of matchups, almost nobody is playing Order on the ladder.
Yep.
Like the previous game against Knights Templar, like these are not the sort of matchups that you start playing when you get back.
Yep.
The fight is breaking
Exactly.
out, and these spears are just gonna melt the Knights, I think.
Yeah, this seems like such a bad fight for Magic. He doesn't have, like, he's building Arbitaires because, you know, just a good unit, but they're also not actually countering anything right now, right?
Well, he's behind in numbers against Order.
Yeah, he's
So-
behind in numbers. He's got no front line to defend against things. All of his knights are now down, so it's just ranged masses fighting each other.
Yeah, does he have the
And-
does Valdemar have the extra ranged armor on the archers? I don't think
It's
that's up.
just finished tech
Oh,
now.
just finished. I just finished.
Yeah. But we also see a Gilded Knight come in, and there's nothing really Magic can do. I mean, he's got Arbitaires in the queue, but in the queue isn't on the battlefield. And even in that case, if they don't have any front line, the Knight can still chop them down, hunt them down. And the
Yeah,
villagers
and,
idle at the town center. This looks like lethal.
Yeah, and like even if this somehow gets cleaned up, you're still facing TTC, right? Like Valdemar's also getting the
Exactly.
relics and everything.
I mean, we've seen Magic play very stubbornly, right? Like, it's not over until the player gives up, and there is no give up in Magic, right? We've seen a lot of times where, you know, many players would have given up, you know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes earlier, and being able to stick in and keep your motivation and morale up does let you steal games a ton of times.
Yeah, and I think that especially the game against Mongol, that looked over for a lot of times, but then all of a sudden you saw some momentum for him.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
But
that's a great example.
yeah, but this one I find it really hard to believe in.
Yes, that's sometimes the case, especially when you're this is match point for Valdemar, right? You want to make sure that you don't leave anything on the table if you're Magic.
Yeah. But yeah, like you were saying, like he's played a lot of Age Mythology, and then these are the sort of matchups where. Well, to be fair, we also saw Scarlet Devil win really convincingly with Order of the Dragon as well in this map. So
I think
maybe this strategy is just super strong.
From my experience with this map, there's a convention that this is a cavalry map. You want to play stuff like French and Rus or Mongols a lot of times, and just Cow's pointing out to us that Magic has been very aggressively using his guild hall to just keep in a couple of resources. But in my mind, this is actually more of a food map. Almost, I don't want to say similar to Frisian, but like in Frisian's also a food map where there's just a ton of excess food. And one of the things that HRE and Order both do very well is consume food for their units.
Yeah, exactly. Like most of the times, these maps where there's a lot of sheep, you want to have some kind of gathering with like an Aachen or like a IO for China or things like that. Because all these rest that Valdemar has been eating, it's all been on the Riz Aachen at the start of the game.
Yep, and there's the tempo advantage you need.
Yeah.
Still looking very rough for Magic. Classically, one of the ways I'd say that you try and get back in is, if you can pull off some raids. But we're seeing onion layers of walls, and you can't burn through those quick enough in order to do a raid before the army comes up. We're seeing forward keeps and towers claiming vision. I know this is something that you see a lot more in kind of the bigger team games, or if you're playing, Nomad or something, where you just kind of tower the map so you can see stuff. But it's a really good way of just securing your win, making sure that you don't make a mistake and you don't fall behind. Magic does have a second TC up, but it's got a long way to go.
Yeah, and the fact that he's been he's been forced to aggressively use his guild hall, it's not like that's taking away towards an eventual Red Palace or something, and then like once you get a Red Palace and you get like 3 TC, you can kind of dream of a comeback.
Yep.
But he's been having to use it, right? Like if he didn't pull it, he just couldn't make anything. So
exactly. And one of the things with the guild hall too is that it grows faster the more in it, right? It kind of grows interest. The first couple of ticks are, I don't know, 20 or 60 or something, but then they'll tick up to 100 once you've got 400, right?
Yeah. It's an exponential landmark, yeah.
Yeah. I think Valdemar's maybe learned from his Mongol game of, you've got your advantage, you've kind of won the game in 5 minutes. There's no need to risk it and push too hard too early, and give them a chance to reset. So I think that's one of the reasons why we're seeing Valdemar play this somewhat slowly and passively, just creeping ahead with towers, the death ball, and just locking things down.
I think Valdemar sometimes can struggle a bit to close out games, and I think this methodical style is just like one of the best ways to guarantee your position, right? Like building this keep, like not doing anything too crazy.
Yeah. One thing I think would be nice to see from Valdemar, that there's not a ton of control of the map. Like you have full control of the map. It'd be nice to see a couple of horsemen just scouting around, checking for food, checking gold, checking wood in different spots, just putting a little bit more pressure on these villagers that are out here somewhere, right?
Yeah.
There's not enough resources in the base on Prairie for him to just be locked down.
Yeah, I agree for sure. And I mean, he is mixing the horsemen now a bit, so maybe he's gonna use them like that.
Yeah, there's been a couple of annoying archers or arbaletiers just picking off some of Valdemar's bills who have been wandering out. So he knows that they're there, that things are happening. Ooh. What is it? These villagers are going for gold? No, they're going for stone. They have to be.
Yeah, he's desperate, right?
Yeah. And this is immediately found out.
Can we see the main fight? I think it's breaking up.
This is a distraction fight. Yep, pushing the main. Got a Mangonel, which is not going to do super great against all the Order troops. Did you get a good hit on the crossbows there? Can these spearmen clear off the Mangonel? Looks like they've stopped to fight the Arbaletier. Magic's just very good at using his TC defensively. And the keep goes up on that gold. So that's another thorn. I mean, Magic lost a lot of vills for that, but looks like he's going to stay alive for a little bit longer.
I mean, he's not really alive. But yeah, he's holding on.
Yeah, there was a game earlier that we were watching, and it ended with Lancaster going into Imp. It was the last game against, or it was I think game 4 Scarlet Devil versus Myriad, with Lancaster going into Imp, and the temptation there is slam a Berkshire because Lancaster was pretty far behind. Temptation is to slam a Berkshire and turtle up some more, but that's not actually a winning play in that scenario, right? You're just maintaining the status quo. So he went with Windguard with, if I don't get attacked for 2 minutes, I get caught up in the game.
Yeah.
Didn't play out for him, but that's the kind of thinking that you want in those scenarios of, well, how do I actually win? Okay, in this case, I win by getting an age advantage that also produces a ton of builds, or a ton of units quickly.
Yeah, that's why, I mean, basically what you just explained is why Magic's game plan to me was a bit puzzling this game. He kind of just, I mean, maybe he wanted to put more pressure and it just didn't work out, but I was kind of surprised by him going Castle Age because it's just like, your deficit is kind of too big to try to catch up to your opponent, Yeah, I think Valdemar is, by the way, just having a really good time in the meantime. Look at these walls and stuff. It's just been.
Yeah, he's locking down all the sacred sites right now.
But, like, he's just playing SimCity over here.
Yeah, we were seeing some of those horsemen running through, but they ran into the army mass that's been having to hide behind base for Magic here. But I mean, we do have Sacred Victory. We have Imperial coming up with Ulzbek Palace. I bet you he's slamming that down near one of the sacred sites.
Yeah, I mean, building it right here.
Just right on top of the gold of Magic. Just, yeah, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, use the Guild Hall. So Magic, yeah, he used the Guild Hall for Horsemen, it looks like. Horsemen and Knights is what he massed it up, so.
the trebuchet is missed like 6 shots on that.
Trebuchet accuracy needs more improvement. Yeah, Imp up. Let's see what Imp upgrades come through first. That's, I think, what Valdemar's looking here. He's got a lead. He's got 4 relics. He's got 3 sacred sites. He's got almost double the Vil pop. He's got almost double the army pop, although Magic's doing his best to climb that back in. Got just enough siege to put pressure on keeps and force something out, or to put pressure on landmarks, force something out. Yeah, I'm not sure what Magic's path to victory here if Valdemar was AFK for 5 minutes was.
Oh, he's gonna go for it now.
Yeah, well, he's priced in. He's got a lot of fortifications to work against. And Valdemar's hit pop tap. Oh, there goes the trebuchet.
But the shitty trebuchet, the one that always misses.
Look, they just need to go back to trebuchet school. Might even pick up this Mangonel, but there's nothing he can do here, right? All those ranged units are just going to hide behind the walls, and by the time you burn them down, you're going to lose half your horses.
Oh, it's so funny to me that Valdemar just runs away.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a change of pace from his previous matches here, where it's just been fight, fight, fight. And now it's just, all right, it's 4 a.m. I guess I'm not going to sleep tonight. We're just going to build up walls and live life. We've got an archer raid here.
He's non-stop at 200 pop, he has things in queue, but he still doesn't want to trade off his army.
Yeah.
He's having too much fun, I think.
He's just thinking about how how his flight to North America is going to go. He's going to think about what the Rockies are like, what tourist things he needs to see.
How cool is that, by the way? We have several people not from USA going there to play.
This has been a big change from last year. Last year we locked it into North America only, and a lot of it was visa concerns. But now this year, with World's Edge providing some sponsorship, we were able to open it up to the world, and it's going to be really exciting seeing the best of the best playing in a LAN for a ton of money, right? Like we've got Lou MT coming in as the winner of our last LAN, the Garrison. We've got Wham coming in as returning champion, and here we go, the final king of the can. Magic has given up. He has allowed Valdemar to take the win.
Allowed him.
I mean, Valdemar was gonna force the scenario and demand it himself soon enough, but it was only a matter of time there.
This series was a bit bittersweet for me because I kind of want both of them to win. But Valdemar's a good friend of mine, so I'm really happy for him. I'm glad he makes it. And I think there will be a third qualifier, right? Like, so I hope Magic will be able to qualify from that.
Yeah, we do have a third qualifier next Saturday, starting the same time, running the same length. Although that's the qualifier Marine Lord's going into, so hope you're on the good side of the bracket there, I guess.
Yeah. I don't think it will be the same length then.
Well, yeah, it shouldn't be.